Hey my people, how you doing? Wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome back to Sonia KE, and I hope you're having a lovely day so far. How is your day? I would love to hear from you. I love comments. I love you guys suggesting more topics. I love interacting with you on social media. My name is Sonia Odek on most of the platforms, Facebook and Instagram. I'm not yet on TikTok. I'm thinking about it because I really don't understand how it works. Don't ask how old I am. Anyway, technology is moving too fast for all of us. Welcome back to another session of Sonia KE of sharing and of just motivating and encouraging one another. If you're new, this is the place for you because you leave this place feeling a bit happier than you felt before. You'll leave feeling encouraged and motivated, and above all, we'll be friends. Comment, share, like, subscribe if you haven't. We're looking for these really minor things that you guys do to make us grow. I'm on my road to 1000 and I'm hoping that I'll get there soon and surpass that cut. I'm here one more time to share my weird stories and my life in not so nice life, but I hope it's encouraging and motivating to somebody else. Yeah, welcome, welcome, subscribe, and let's get into it. So today I'm talking about debts, born in debt. I don't know whether that's going to be the title of the video, but how debt has really destroyed my life and how I don't even know how to get out of it anymore, and maybe the things that you need to do and be careful about as a young person so that you don't get yourself in debt in a very young age. In the setting that we live in, it's very easy to get inside of debt. So let me tell you something. As a young person, I never took up saving. I never took up things like putting aside some money, even in terms of doing some small work. I always waited to graduate so that I can get a good job. How I say that out loud. Anyway, I was one of those people waiting to graduate to get a good job so that I can become rich and drive big cars. And just as I grow, I realized, oopsie, even the working, those who worked over 10 years are probably having a side hustle or doing something else to make it in life. So those who are thriving are the people who are depending on their skills and sort of creating an employment and creating their whole worlds and almost deliberately making an effort to define their life and their world and what they're doing. Anyway, the debt thing. There are these things called apps in Kenya. If you have those things and you're a young person, can you delete? Kindly delete. And if you haven't started getting into any form of debt, don't. There's a spirit or an energy in debt that almost all the time you take a debt, you're likely to grow to make it worse the next time you're taking, because you're taking to cover this in order to cover that, in order to cover that, in order to cover that. So I got myself in debt at a very young age when I was still in the university. Of course, this help loan, that one, we almost inevitably get it. But now you finish school and there's no work. And the problem is that I finish school, no work, and then there's a baby. And then even if there's someone providing, there's always that part where I also need to chip in, or the person providing, that's not enough. In Kenya, it's never enough. I don't think it's only in Kenya, it's in world over. But sometimes finances are not enough. Finances you need to supplement. You need to have more than one source of income. I've learned that the hard way now. But generally, if you're in Kenya, you're a young person and you have those tellers and I don't know which ones, branches and all, can you kindly delete them and stop using those things? Because first, the kind of debt that you put yourself into as a young person is probably an unsustainable kind of debt, because it's those debts of quick money with no collateral. Quick money with no collateral means the person giving you the money is going to rip the hell out of you. They're going to make sure that they make the best of it, because understanding how debts work is there's someone who's giving you the money. They want to make sure that their money come back. You give a collateral or you give a guarantor. If you're not giving those two, then you pay for it. You pay for their sacrifice, and you pay dearly. So if you're taking those debts of apps, get out of there. Get out of there, because those things have messed my life. I really long for a time when I live debt free and I pray to the God above, and I know it's going to come. But it doesn't come without planning, without intentional effort to end the debts. And one of the intentional efforts to end the debts is to try to create many other sources of income within my little reach, be it engaging into whatever like I'm doing right now, like YouTube, hoping that at some point you'll start supplementing and bringing in 1, 2, 3 shillings and coins, and also reducing my expenditure. Right now, one of the things that I do is I strictly eat at home. Number one is because I'm on that weight loss thing that I also will be updating you guys on. Number one is on the weight loss. Number two is because it's expensive to keep on eating smokies. Those things are sweet. Whoosh. Street food. Street food. You know, even if you buy your own eggs and boil them at home and cut the onions the way they do it, it's never going to be as sweet as those on the street. What do they do to those food? My friend says there's a touch of dust, a touch of that. You may pita kavum baby. It's they're just sumptuous. They're nice. I'm the kind of person who used to overindulge on street food because first, they're cheap. They're only cheap because you're paying a small portion you're paying for. But if you look at it in the long run, it's not cheap because it's cheaper to buy food and cook at home. And then, you know, being a mother, it would mean that you're indulging in street food and the budget at home is still waiting for you. And then most of the time, you get yourself in a place where you ate funny things in the street and you still have to eat at home, because as you feed the babies, they're asking questions why mommy is not eating. Even as a young person, overindulging on street food and food that you haven't budgeted for is really off. So those are the kind of things that I'm doing to get out of it. First of all, really intentionally budgeting and, you know, cutting on my finances, and now number three is just avoiding getting into new debts. I'm not getting into any more new debts to live a happy life. Let me tell you, debts can really drive you crazy. Debts will really reduce your worth and make you feel like nothing, because imagine your salary is coming and first of all it's lashed sharp. You don't even have that leeway of enjoying your end month and saying salary mekuja, because it's coming and it's negligible, because the debt is taking, and if you look at it, most of it is the interest being eaten away. So don't get into unplanned and thought of really non-functional debt. You cannot take debt for your daily expenditure. When you're taking debt, we also need to think about kind of what debt are we getting into. Is it for development and growth, and is it really necessary? Thoughts for young people, thoughts for everybody listening to me, that we need to now really be deliberate about the kind of debts that you get into. Those things can mess your life. I feel like I'm moving backward and I'm moving slowly, and every time I make some money, you have to clear the debt fast, and by the time I'm not where I'm supposed to be, because the debts keep on dragging me back. And I can't blame anybody for it, but the fact that I was not financially knowledgeable and I was not reading enough on finances and maybe trying to find out how to run my life. I was on that one that I usually say, I was on autopilot. I was driving a car with my eyes closed. Let's go, wherever we land, wherever we go. Kuna, is there an app? Yes, let's take a loan. Yes, what are we going to do today? We are going out that way. And that life has gotten me in trouble in so many ways, and most of it is because of the debts that I got into at that time that I'm really struggling to get out of. The only problem is getting out of debt. If you don't have stability financially, means you get into another one to get out of another one, and it's a vicious cycle. If you haven't gotten in it, leave it alone. But again, let's also remember that sometimes for growth and development, you need to get into thoroughly thought about and affordable debt that is going to help us out of that. Otherwise, if we ride blindly, we might end up drowning. I know many people who've drowned just through this carelessness. And we're going to do more videos on financial things, literacy and things like that, with a friend of mine that I'm going to invite to this channel, and I hope you look up to that and look forward to that as we intend to at least make a life of our own. Also, to young people, one thing I wanted to tell you is expose yourself to avenues of savings. Do you guys know about circles? And do you know circles within your reach that you can use to save a coin or two for the future? Waiting for an answer. Do you know? Anyway, if you don't, it's important for you to start thinking about it. Circles and savings are not for old people. It's for everybody. And if I knew that earlier, I would have had a few coins saved. It would have changed my life in one way or another. So if you're out there and you're a young person and you don't know about tackles and you don't know about savings, holla, I can hit you and link you up with a few and advise you in one way or another in how to grow. Otherwise, look tune into those talks that we're gonna be having with somebody else on finances, financial literacy, and things that we can do financially to grow together. Otherwise, thank you for listening to me one more time. This is Sonia KE. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and see you in the next one. I love you all. Bye.